From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Friday, June 5th, 2026. I'm Steve Prentice. Chinese cybercrime group sets record pace. According to Proofpoint, the group, currently tracked as TA4922, has, quote, been escalating activities and expanding to new geographies. It uses social engineering to deliver malware and engage in credential phishing and fraud schemes, such as credit card theft. The group does not appear to be involved in espionage, but instead appears to be financially motivated, using HR, payroll tax, and invoicing themes. The group has started to expand beyond its current targets in Japan, Taiwan, Korea, Singapore, and India to now also focus on organizations in the UK, Germany, Italy, and South Africa using messaging platforms such as WhatsApp and Microsoft Teams. Cisco warns of critical unified CM flaw with proof of exploit code. The company has now released security updates to patch a critical severity Unified Communications Manager flaw, that is Unified CM. The flaw allows attackers to gain root privileges. This product, formerly known as Cisco Call Manager, quote, serves as the central control system for Cisco IP telephony systems, handling device management, call routing, and telephony features, end quote. The vulnerability, which has a CVE number, can, quote, be exploited remotely by threat actors without privileges in low-complexity server-side request forgery attacks, end quote. It has earned a critical rating because exploitation of this vulnerability could result in an attacker elevating privileges to root. Cisco's Product Security Incident Response Team says it is yet to find evidence of active exploitation or targeting of this exploit. Hackers spied on a stock exchange executive's Outlook mailbox for 5 months. According to researchers at Symantec and Carbon Black's Threat Hunter team, a hacker, quote, spent at least 5 months inside the Outlook mailbox of a senior executive at a major global stock exchange, copying inbox content in small repeated batches and routing them through Dropbox and OneDrive so that the traffic blended into normal cloud activity, end quote. The researchers say this points to an espionage campaign rather than financial theft or data theft, noting that the executive's inbox can hold non-public listing details, enforcement matters, deal terms, market-moving plans, as well as the executive's own calendar and contacts, giving the hackers broad access to other business systems. By the time the first malicious activity showed up on October 10th of 2025, quote, the attacker was already running 2 binaries as system, which is the highest Windows privilege level, one faking Adobe's Updater and the other faking OneDrive, meaning they had full control of the machine, while how they got in is still unknown. Gov.uk dumps Stripe. The United Kingdom's Government Digital Service, that is GDS, has opted to replace Stripe with Netherlands-based provider Adyen, A-D-Y-E-N, as its processor for many payments made through its Gov.uk Pay service. In a blog post about the contract awarded last Tuesday, GDS said, quote, it will migrate around 1,000 services to this new supplier, end quote. The change of supplier, they say, will help introduce new options, including Pay by Bank, which transfers money directly between bank accounts and using open banking services, avoiding the need to type in card details. Huge thanks to our sponsor, Vanta. Your team just added its 67th AI tool, and unfortunately, also your 67th security blind spot. The good news? Vanta Agent works like a GRC engineer in the background, finding every app your team uses, scoring the risk, and drafting fixes for you. Vanta is the platform used by over 16,000 fast-moving companies like Ramp, Cursor, and Harvey, who are shaping the future with AI and staying ahead of AI risk. Get started at vanta.com/headlines, that is VANTA.com/headlines. CISA directive for AI executive order to be released this week. This is according to CISA Acting Director Nick Anderson speaking on Wednesday. The agency, quote, plans to release a directive to federal agencies detailing actions required to carry out the president's artificial intelligence executive order by the end of the week, end quote. This directive will focus in part on vulnerability alleviation and vulnerability management, Anderson said, and this latest version of the order asks companies to voluntarily submit models to the government for testing 30 days before they are released publicly. DHS chief signals efforts to reshape CISA. In further CISA news, Homeland Security Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen said on Wednesday he would revitalize the agency, which has lost roughly one-third of its workforce and has seen its $3 billion budget slashed during the current administration. The fiscal 2027 budget would cut more than $700 million from the agency. Mullen said that CISA probably needs, quote, somewhere around 2,800 employees, end quote, despite its ability to hire up to 3,400. He also hinted that the White House, quote, intends to announce a nominee to run the department's cyber wing, which has been without a Senate-confirmed chief, end quote. Flutter shell backdoor spreads to Mac OS through Google and YouTube ads. According to Palo Alto Network's Unit 42, a Mac OS malvertising campaign codenamed Operation Flutterbridge is spreading this new backdoor. It is built using the Flutter framework and infects targets with adware via malicious desktop applications. In addition to its adware functionality, the payload possesses backdoor capabilities including shell command execution and file system manipulation. These campaigns distribute malicious Google and YouTube advertisements using a network of Google-verified shell companies, with the ads acting as a lure to trick targets into deploying malware that masquerades as legitimate desktop applications. Watch out, once again, for odd LinkedIn connection requests, warns Five Eyes. MI5 and its international allies are once again warning that, quote, China is shopping for state secret leakers on popular recruitment platforms, including LinkedIn, Indeed, and Upwork, end quote. This is according to a new advisory published by the agency on Wednesday. It states that Chinese military intelligence officers, quote, specifically target security clearance holders, including those working in defense, security and foreign affairs, military personnel, and those with indirect access to government information, such as academics, journalists, think tank employees, and others, end quote. The victims are then pressured to provide non-public information for unspecified clients who are associated with the Chinese government. It's Friday, so that means you can close out your week with the Department of No live stream at 4 p.m. Eastern today. Join us on the CISO Series YouTube channel and find out how the news of the week applies to your security team. Join in the chat, have some fun, and dig a little deeper into the headlines. And if you have some thoughts on the news from today or about this show in general, please be sure to reach out to us at feedback@cisoseries.com. We would love to hear from you. I'm Steve Prentice, reporting for the CISO Series.
Cybersecurity headlines are available every weekday. Head to CISOseries.com for the full stories behind the headlines.